everybody. My name is Dan C. This is the Mayor, and this show is Beard Advice Live. Mayor, twofold question here.
Sure.
How you doing? And then what is this show all about?
First answer, hello everybody. Yes, Mayor Steve, whatever you want to call me. I am doing good. I'm good. I'm not going to say I'm top of the world. I'm not going to say that, I just had a good week. It's been crazy. A lot of pulled in a lot of directions, but good. I am doing good to well. And then, what was the other question you asked me?
What's this show all about?
Beard Advice Live. Beard Advice Live is basically like it sounds. We have kind of a twofold way of helping people out. And the first way is live questions right now during the show. We're going to have two sections during the show for you just to hit us with questions, whether it's for me with a shorter beard or Dan with a bigger beard. We just kind of team up and answer questions. It's gone really well. We've kind of picked that style up. The second way, our more traditional method, is to send in to our email at beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Give us a front shot, a side shot, and a little bit of a description about questions that you have regarding your beard, whether it's styling, whether it's, am I even going to get there? Can I grow a beard? Whatever it is, we take that and we take that and we treat it in a way that you probably don't see out there very much anymore. We're very positive, very respectful, and the chat is a big part of it. Welcome, chat, by the way.
Yep, and guys and girls out there, we love celebrating things here. If you guys can drop a positive word of encouragement, one of our best friends and moderator, most active moderator in channel history, Doug Sloan, he just passed the 100-pound mark of losing weight. The dude looks exceptional. He's happy. He's healthier than ever. Literally beat diabetes without medication. Beat it on his own. So if you don't mind, drop a positive word of encouragement. He has dropped it in the hard way. I mean, we had a beard meetup that was an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. There was like dessert tacos. He stuck to the salad. He didn't even go to the pizza for one night. So, man, it was absolutely asing to see what he's been able to accomplish. So, shout out to Doug. Yeah, he's lost, as he said today, a small human.
We've been kind of just talking with Doug through this process. What I admire for him is his determination. We were there, as this kind of played out that he's going to have to make some big changes. And I admire how he kind of just said, all right, here we are, let's do it. And he's stuck to it. You don't see that with human beings all the time.
So true. And I told him this, but it really hit me today. Today was shoulders, tries, and traps day. And part of the traps, I did two 55-pound dumbbells, just doing shrugs. And when I picked them up, it's not a crazy amount of weight, of course. It's not like I'm like super lifting and stuff, but I held it. That was a lot of weight. And I'm like, holy crap, Doug is about to lose this much weight.
Right.
100 pounds. That's absolutely amazing, man. He is so dedicated and absolutely crushing it. And I do see a lot of you out there doing the same thing. It's worth it. Both of us have had kind of like a fitness revelation in the last year or two. And you just feel better mentally, physically, and you just have more energy, more purpose. I like to start the day with a task accomplished, and that's one great way. You even start it earlier than I do, so it's pretty cool to see. So shout out to anybody out there that is improving themselves physically, mentally. It's not easy to do. So not easy to do as you guys are out there just crushing it.
But as we know, the stuff that's the toughest pays the most, I think.
Too. So true. And we're saying all that and all those improvements, and we are going to go over our traditions, which are not the healthiest traditions.
They are not.
But I am a firm believer in everything is about moderation. I could not just simply cut out all the things I enjoy in life. But if I treat them as treats, I think that's kind of like a reward. I think that's valuable. Again, everything in moderation, including working out, including many aspects of things that are good for you. You can overdo the good things just like you can overdo the bad things. So I just want to kind of keep that in mind as we go through. And I actually have a video on that. If you want to check that out, I would say look up Beard Accelerator, Dan C. Bearded. I actually include some like peer-reviewed journals and some studies in there. Pretty awesome. And shout out to everybody coming in right now, from Foster to everybody else out there. Just a gentle reminder, if you guys happen to forget as you came in, if you could just hit a thumbs up on the stream, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't mind sharing it, we have never charged for this show. show. We will never say you got to pay to watch. We will never say you got to pay to enter. So if you want to just simply help us out for consuming this free content, help sharing it on your social media could go a long way in helping this channel, especially as we're about 2 weeks or less away from November.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Beard season is really, really upticking as it's going through, guys. We are very, very excited, and I hope everybody's doing well. We got people like Rebecca and the mayor that are, you get through the honeymoon phase of the school year, and I hope you guys are doing well, and everybody else at their jobs. And it seems like pro football is settling in where people's hopes and dreams are kind of washed away, right? Every team on draft night is the next Super Bowl champ. Every college football team starting is the champ. And now I think there's 9 undefeated college football teams left. And so, yeah. And this week, right? Michigan State?
I don't know.
Or next week? That's a
I
good
haven't
thing.
watched one game this year.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I know Jay, Bearded Wolverine, knows out there, so... Yeah, and Brad, no, we did not come down, or I did not come down to North Carolina. To be flat out honest, the barbershop dropped the ball, and they were not able to complete the details. They're telling me they want to make it happen again, but I'm not putting too many eggs in that basket. And I was actually okay with that. It would have been a tough pull to get me to leave the family that quickly and then have to leave again here soon. So I was completely okay with that. And Jason says, Mayor, I wanted to see my beard after it grew some. What do you think?
I think it looks, if that's the thumbnail, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Huge. I don't remember the one before, but that's a great beard.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great way to help out too. Charlie said I shared the recent affordable oils video. I shared that on my personal Facebook too, which I don't share a lot because I think that one is really relatable to most guys out there growing beards. I know every video I make is not for every guy. But if it's like, hey, you can buy this in the store at an affordable price, I thought that would be a really good one. Michigan has a bye this week. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think they both do, actually.
Oh.
Both have a bye into the next week.
And I did see, I know it's at Michigan at the Big House.
Is it?
And I know that they're doing a blue out. So they're asking everybody to wear blue for the blowout. Nah, I'm just kidding. That game's rarely ever a blowout, no matter what the record is.
You
no matter
never
what,
know.
Yeah.
You never know with that one. But
shout out to Live Bearded. How you doing,
guys.
brothers out there? I don't know who this would be. I'm going to guess. I'm not even gonna put a guess out there.
Yeah, you
have
have no idea.
Yeah, there's so many of them. So yeah, and Mr. Persian, I hope you caught my answer earlier. I did address your question there, and welcome everybody from Carlos to everybody else out in the chat, man, to Shade. Appreciate all of you guys. Mayor. What, Nathan? I was gonna say Nathan. I was gonna even throw out Dad Bod. That's his like comedian name, but man, it's something Dad Bod, and he's actually a legitimate stand-up comedian, like
I love it.
For real, like posters of him and everything.
That would lend well to what we do, extremely well. I wish that was funny.
So, Mayor, what are our traditions of this show?
All right, so the fun traditions are that we always drink pop. Typically Mountain Dew. We've been going with this traditional the last few weeks. I haven't been able to find the code red. If I can find it in our store too, wherever I go, I'll grab it next time I see it. We always have Mountain Dew. I didn't have any more pop today. I was watered through the day. I did have a Red Bull, a sugar-free Red Bull earlier. They don't taste that bad to me.
I've never had one.
Okay.
Never had a Red Bull.
The Red Bull tastes good, but that's sugar, you know.
Okay.
Okay. And then we also have beef jerky. We've had people send in stuff through the years. We've done all sorts of things. I did a beef jerky show last week. We've done beef octane, you know.
Yeah.
But today, what are we doing?
We're going with one of our classics. Most of you can get this. This is what I would call the Honest Amish version of beef jerky, and that would be Duke's. You can find it at any Speedway, most grocery stores, gas stations, and it's scalable. It's everywhere, but it's really good. And I threw out to the mayor. I said, I'm feeling either the hot or the green. And the green, I think, is going to hit just right with this combo.
It's good.
It's really good.
I think it's undervalued in our rotation.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
so
we talk about it a lot, but
we got
another guy here.
Live Bearded in here with Nathan, who's a stand-up comedian. This guy wishes he was a stand-up comedian. He thinks he's funny, but he's really not. Even his mom has told him that he's not funny, and he says he doesn't believe her. But he said, Dad said jerky is for sissies. I'm only saying that because the mayor's wearing Adidas.
Scuba knows who I am.
Yep.
And he's looking at my chest.
Have you ever seen Scuba's chest?
I I think so. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
The shower video. Like, wait,
That,
some
yes.
of the shower stuff.
Yeah. Yep. But do you know specifically what
No,
I'm
I
referring to?
don't.
He has a massive Adidas tattoo on his chest.
Oh, I think I did know that. That's sweet.
Yep. And his mother laughs at all his jokes. She's laughing at you, not the jokes, sir. Not the jokes, sir.
Just take the laughs.
So, yep. And apparently Scuba's got some big video that's gonna out me. So you guys gotta stay tuned to the YouTube channel BeardTube. He's gonna be dropping a big one. And hey, yeah, I don't know if you remember what was the like vampire movie where it was like team this kid or team this kid?
Like
Twilight.
Catching. Yeah.
Twilight.
Yeah, Edward or Jacob.
Yes, and he's trying to start some like Team Edwards.
I'm gonna be
Team
Edward. He
Jacob.
can be Jacob.
Okay, there we go. That would
can
work.
have Jacob.
Yep, that would work there. So.
I got that. I mean, hair. That was more Edward.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
Is that him against me? Is it you against him? Or?
It's me against
Okay,
him,
so
but
then
we
you
can
can
we can do that. Yeah.
I don't know. Between
Yeah.
the two of you, neither one of you really vibe with J. Edward. Particularly.
Right. And yeah, Scuba is a great guy. Hopefully you guys picked up on the sarcasm and the humor there. He said he said in the video he's gonna make sure to say that we are friends because people don't get his humor. You guys have no idea when he drops a line about me and calls me a cyberbully, I'll get messages about people that are like upset with me for being a cyberbully. It's like, geez Louise. And all right, luckily Scuba is able to open up 5 minutes on stage for Nathan. What I need to see, man, please make this happen. I'll call in my connects if we need to. I need you to go on Kill Tony. It is the best. Thank you, Scuba, man. That's amazing, dude. You didn't have to do that. All love, but he does have a video coming out on something we disagree on respectfully, and I'm excited to hear his point of view and your guys' point of views as well. So shout out to Scuba, man. That's my guy right there, guys. For like since the beginning of this channel, Scuba and I have talked. I will never forget that. I'm still nothing, but when I was like at 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers, he would always talk with me. So that's something that means a lot to me, especially when I got started. But Nathan, I need you to get on Kill Tony. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a show that is in Austin, Texas. It's Tony Hinchcliffe. Red Band is on it as well. And they do, Kill Tony is amazing. And they do 1 minute sets. They draw random names out of a bucket other than their three regulars, which David Lucas, Hans Kim, and William Montgomery. Absolute savages with comedy. Absolute savages with comedy. They do 1 minute, and you don't even know if you're going to get up there or not, and then they interview and kind of like roast you afterwards, you guys. Oh my gosh. If you have not seen Kill Tony and you're a fan of like dark humor, you got to be able to laugh. You got to be able to not be offended, right? You got to be able to enjoy comedy for what it is. Kill Tony. There was a video on Monday. So good, you guys. So awesome, man. Beautiful. Hey, what's up, James? One of my former students just absolutely killing it in life. If you guys have ever heard of V Friends or Gary V and stuff, he is one of the instrumental guys behind what they do there. So yes. Is Montgomery Big Red? Yeah, Montgomery's the guy who's always yelling at everybody and stuff. So he is absolutely hilarious. So Kill Tony if you guys like it. And I literally watch it and I'm like, I would love to see Nathan Daggard on there. He would be so good. I think he would crush it. Shout out to Kentucky. What up, Frank? How you doing, man? All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into the advice. We don't have a ton of entries tonight, but we have plenty, which is beautiful. And I will put up down at the bottom. The mayor will explain one more time, Mayor, as they're watching, as they see the show going on, they feel like they might want some help, drop the tagline of how they can get on the show next week.
All right, guys, it's not a big deal. Email beardadvicelive@gmail.com with a couple photos, a front, side shot, and a brief description of what you're asking us. We usually get you on. We're not going to send it tonight. We're not going to get you on right now. Like, we're magic, but we're not that magic, okay? But by next week, you'll hear from us, and we'll let you know if you're going to be on the show.
Yep. Here's a question for you.
I have not. I've tried the gum Big Red, but I've never tried the pop Big Red.
I think I have. I think I've tried Big Red, the pop.
The cinnamon?
I don't remember. And I feel, and shout out to everybody that's just coming in, from Ken to Eric to Tyler. I feel like it's a Faygo-like thing, but I don't know. But somewhere in here, I got Big Red somewhere. So yeah, it will, different taste, no cinnamon. Okay. All right. But yeah, guys, we are on episode 106. Pretty amazing. please, if you guys have questions about your beard, about caring for it, about the tools, about the products, we try to save specific product recommendations for like behind the scenes with messages, but we can see what we got here. Love that logo. Thank you. Thank you. And it was actually Joe from Beard Octane who helped us out with creating that. Big Red is like cream soda. Yeah, I have had that then, for sure.
What is Eric talking about? Because he's been on a real tangent lately. He was acting out on my show as well.
So what Eric is talking about here is we have some pretty consistent advice for people that send in. That is blow your beard out, let the mustache grow, and shave the head. Pretty good advice, and I think he does all of those things. So that should be worth it. So yes. Darn it. Hey, we're just about to get started, guys. Do not worry one bit. Mark, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. And an underrated company, yes, Bahawat is amazing. I actually have a package coming from them. It was shipped out today. I have a buddy who is local to us. He lives in our town, actually. He has 5 million followers on TikTok. He has 2 million followers on Instagram, and he's an amazing cook. And I get to see him every day at the gym. And he is Syrian, and he has a beard, and he's never used beard products. His exact line was, I just feel like I'm not missing out on anything. And I said, oh. And I said, I got a company for you. Bahawat is Lebanese, which is right next door to the Syrians. And so I said, I got one I think will resonate with you. And black seed oil is the main ingredient in Bahawat. And he goes, oh my gosh. And like, rung a bell because Muslims really, really love and value black seed oil. They believe that it's almost like a cure-all. You can take it, you can cure any sickness, you can cure so many different things. You can cook with it, you can use it on your skin, you can use it on your hair. So when I told him that was like their superstar ingredient, his ears perked up, so I'm gonna give him a package from Bahawat.
That's a cool idea.
So I'm really excited about that.
A disciple of the beard world, going out and sharing the
Trying, man, trying. I've been able to hook up a couple of my former high school buddies over the last week with some products that live local, and so yeah, man, we want
always
people
doing the same too.
Yeah,
you know, here
it's
and
really
there,
rewarding. Yeah, it is. It's really, really rewarding. Yeah, Diablo. I really like their Mountain Ranger. It's a new like woodsy scent by them. Is really good. Black seed oil goes in the medicine cabinet. It goes on my beard too. If you have not tried black seed oil on your beard, whoo, so good, so good. All right. Well, this is how the show works, you guys. And again, we're going to have a lot of time for your questions. So have them preloaded. We will get to those as we go through as well. Dan, have you trimmed your beard length or lost weight? I have trimmed my beard length, yes. Have I lost weight? I don't know. I'm definitely healthier over the last 5 weeks, but...
how do you feel? Like
good. Sore.
You've always been healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What are your differences, from before to the 5 weeks in, like kind of thing?
I'm definitely stronger, right? Everything's a little bit more dense on me. Like I'm never a brag. I don't really care about my physique. I want to be healthy for my kids, for my future.
I'm the bragger.
But yeah, like my arms are significantly bigger. My chest, most areas that I'm working out are bigger. So that's a cool thing. Like I'm okay with that. So yeah, absolutely. And yeah, man, the beard market is not oversaturated. There's no doubt about that. And I take envy as inspiration to make positive comments on others. We only have the beard. Yeah, so true. It is true. Absolutely. Dan lost 3 pounds of fat. Yeah. No, I don't get on the scale, but I don't think that I'm down any weight at all. But
I did go to the doctor and get a weight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm like 38 down.
Wow.
From like a while, like a good, like where I was most of the time I've done this with you.
Wow.
For like that first couple years, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is muscle. Like there's not like
for sure.
There's a weight. Like I feel like you were talking about, just stronger, and I know that the loss is going to be even
for sure
probably more significant than it looks like on the scale. And I would say that's true because I haven't been weighing myself. At all.
And that's my biggest thing too, is we're doing cardio with pickleball, but we're doing equally as much weight. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it is a fact that bigger muscles burn more fat. So the more you work out with weights, if your goal is to lose cardio, of course, you can be a calorie deficient and you can lose weight by just doing cardio and burning calories and not taking in as many calories. Everybody knows that. But the more you work out, the bigger your muscles get. If you do it correctly and you balance in diet and you balance in cardio, you're gonna be losing fat too, which might not show up on the scale. So I feel good. My pickleball game is better every day. The last 5 days, I have beat Sam 4 out of those 5 days. Ooh. The one day I did not was today, and she smoked me. The first 3 games, she could not miss. It was crazy. She was a woman on a mission. I think she beat me 11-1 or 11-2 on one of the games. I won the last game, and you're only as good as your last game. But she smoked me after I swept her the other day. She didn't win a game. And so...
did you feel like on the ride over there, was she quiet? Was she in the zone?
No.
Like, did you see it coming?
So we're not... We make a real adamant point not to be like competitive. It has to be fun. It has to be cardio based. We have to enjoy it. And we have been starting with drills the last couple of days for her on things that she needs to work on. And she's working on them. So yeah, she has absolutely kicked my butt. And some days I'm just on, man. I'm just absolutely on. And it was it was amazing. You'd be on the couch. No, she's good. She does take it harder than me on the losses because she sees herself as this like high level tennis player. I didn't play tennis, so she should beat me. But I always tell her like I'm just good at everything, so she doesn't have a chance on that.
I'm sure that helps, like right there.
Yeah.
Smooth it over.
It is, it's awesome. And Kevin, I appreciate that question. I'm gonna start it, and we're gonna start with that question in our question segment. So if you guys have questions, either hold on to them, or I will get to those. And yeah, most places are converting their tennis courts into pickleball courts. So we were up in Traverse City this weekend, and they had a just pop-in pickleball court. All the old people were in their winter coats, their hats, they had mittens on. It is such a fun game, guys. Such a fun game. But I do need to come back tomorrow and beat her. And we're doing well. I mean, just to be legitimate, we're doing really well. The pros have asked us to like join like a couple teams. They've asked us about all these different things, and it's a lot of fun.
Wait, there's pros there?
Yeah, so there are pickleball pros at our athletic club.
And stretch and watch you?
So they usually are giving lessons, but there will be often times where they will watch us. The guy asked for my number to be able to communicate with me about like opportunities and stuff. So
do they have like cards, like pickleball cards that you can? Like,
I haven't seen
cards. Did you get the Dan C rookie card?
That'd be pretty cool.
Would you rather have tops or did you Fleer or Donruss?
Oh yeah, I was into all of them. Yeah,
Skybox.
Gotta go tops. Gotta go classic there for sure. All right, guys. So yes, make me want to start. Oh, and it's so amazing for our relationship too. It's so fun. Hopefully you guys have a partner that's kind of equally matched. That's the craziest thing is we are 100% equally matched. If I get her one day, she gets me the next. It is wild how even we are and how different our games are. And you guys got this. I'm gonna have to film it one day. Sam is just stupid good, like stupid good. I broke my toe the other day, but I still play through. I don't like to talk about my injuries and stuff, so yeah. And Gary V owns a pro pickleball team. Tom Brady owns a pro pickleball team, and LeBron James all own pro pickleball teams. So pretty cool. Hey Hughes, man, welcome on in, dude. Appreciate you. Our HVAC, our heat is working well now in Michigan. We're getting down into some freezing nights now, so we got to make sure that we got those things working. So I think she wins more. I think lifetime we are about even. Tony, I've won the last 4 out of 5 days. So I've been creeping on her, but she did get me today. Yeah, she did beat me today. So yes. All right. And then Brian, I'm starring your question as well. We will definitely get to that one.
All right, this is Donnie H. 1 week of a good beard oil, some heated brush increase, and a slight transparency trim, and work on bringing that cheek line up a bit. I think it will come in nicely. Still looking for a good beard wash that won't break the bank.
Okay. So Donnie, first thing,
right?
Beard wash. It's one of those things that takes perspective, and I'll give you a similar example here. We bought a winter coat for me over the weekend. Hey, Joey, I do not like buying things for myself. I actually despise it. I hate it. For the gym, I have 5 t-shirts that I wear, and that is it. I just wear 5 t-shirts and rotate through them.
All at the same time.
I refuse to buy t-shirts or anything for the gym. I just try to keep it where it's at. I've always bought like Kohl's coats because they were like 40, 50 bucks. But every 2 years or so, they fall apart. Well, we went to the outlet, so greatly discounted, and I bought a Columbia coat. It was more than what I've ever spent on a coat. It's still reasonable. You think you'd be surprised at the price. But they have a lifetime warranty. If anything goes wrong with that coat for any reason, you bring it in and they replace it. Or they give you a store credit of how much it was. And that was a massive, massive kind of mind shift for me to be like, oh, if I add up my last 3 years my last 3 Kohl's purchases of coats, I paid more for those than I did this Columbia coat. And I know Columbia is not some fancy, special, crazy brand, but it does have a lifetime guarantee on it.
As a skier, we, especially, when we're buying for the boys and everything, Columbia is our brand. North Face is good and great too, right there as well, but Columbia is a little more affordable with some really good quality. So you think you did well.
Good. What's up, Dan? And so that one really hit me. Beard wash is a similar concept. If you just look at sticker price, you're really doing yourself a disservice. What do I mean by that? If you look at something like Beard Octane's LCW beard wash, which most people in the chat have tried, the price may seem like it's more than some like budget beard washes, but it's going to last you a very, very long time because the statement of a little bit goes a long way has never been more applicable. It is so true. You just need a tiny pea-sized, dime-sized amount of LCW, and it's going to last forever. You are going to do really well with that wash. It is an amazing wash, but if you only see the sticker and you say this isn't something that's going to break the bank, I would beg to differ and say that buying a bunch of budget ones is going to cost you more in the long run. Now, if you're like, that doesn't matter to me, I don't have that money to buy one of those, I understand. The only budget beard wash that I think is even passable is actually Duke Cannon. Don't use their beard oil, in my opinion. It's garbage. It's got a silica ingredient, and not silicone, but silica that I really disagree with. I don't think it should be in beard products. Leaves my beard crispy and crunchy. But their wash is...
Not the good crispy.
No, not like, ooh, you crispy. But the wash is solid. Outside of that, there's not a good, solid beard wash option at a budget price. It just doesn't exist. You need oils? I got you. I made a video about 4 budget oils that are out there, right? That is absolutely something that we can do. Butters, hey, if you got a Rite Aid near you, I got you, right? There's options. Beard wash is not one of those things that you want to kind of go cheap on, right? You don't want to do that. James Johnson, the Everyman Jack beard wash is good, but it's very stripping. You may not use that more than once a week if you want to care about the health of your beard. And most people should wash their beard more than once a week. So I don't count that in as a budget option. I don't count that in as a really usable option because it's not going to be something that is great. So here is one option. Daniel C. does bring up a really good, valid point. If we're talking strictly budget and strictly getting the job done, a good quality ingredient baby wash would actually fit that. So Daniel, I appreciate you giving that out there. I agree. However, you do still need to work in a stripping wash into that rotation because a baby wash will never get out the wax. It will never get out deep-seated sodium in your beard. So you still have to get something else. If you do something like an LCW, you're much more likely to not need that stripping one. I still recommend it, but you're better off than without it. So I think that could be a really, really good discussion, and I think that's awesome. So great point, Daniel C. I will not discount that at all. And here's a good point by Tyler. He said, I've had my LCW for over a year now, still have over a quarter left. I've rotated some products over that time, but it's been the main one by a long shot. Crazy how long it lasts. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That sticker price does not tell the whole story, right? Just kind of think about that.
It's like the serving size on a food item. Like
right.
How many actual meals are you getting out of it? How many people are you feeding?
Yep.
It's probably way bigger than people realize when they buy a 8-ounce bottle.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Drum Rocks, that is my favorite stripping wash. It is wonderful. Baby wash or baby shampoo, I use only beard only and wash. So Leo, I think they are interchangeable depending on the company. Oftentimes, spoiler, when it comes to baby products, their body wash and their shampoo are the same thing. If you go with like another really good option would be Honest. It's a brand, I think it was actually started by Jessica Alba, if I remember correctly. But that's usually just a marketing term. Some will absolutely designate it and say this is for the hair, this is for the body. But essentially what happens is to get the pH of that water-based product to be gentle enough for a baby, it's not gonna matter if it's on their hair, it's not gonna matter if it's on their body, it's all gonna be kind of one thing. So that would be something that's out there too. And yeah, absolutely, Bill. I don't know if they're still in here or not, but Live Bearded is another one that has a great option as it goes through. So yes, awesome. Beard oil is what I meant. Okay, let me see. Baby wash or baby shampoo?
I only use beard oil and wash.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. No, that's fine there, Leo. Yep, nothing wrong with that. If you live a pretty active lifestyle, I truly recommend a stripping wash in that rotation, especially if you sweat. That sodium buildup can be a beast, man. Yeah, we can be a beast too, for sure. Okay. And that's true too. If you're worried about money, most people do use too much at one time. I know I'm guilty of that. When I use shampoo for my head hair, I probably use way too much. So that is a very good point as well. And yep, Drift from Alley Cat goes a long way as well too. Yep.
It's that lather factor too when they build that in. You guys know that, right? Like a head hair shampoo, they add lathering components.
There's an additive that's not really good for it. So yes, Mark, that is very true, as Gary himself pointed out earlier. So yes, and Brian asked the question here, is liquid wash or bar soap better for stripping? There's only one good liquid stripping wash that I really recommend that was mentioned earlier. In general, if you have a good one, they're both about the same. So yep. Is it recommended to do a cold rinse daily when washing, conditioner, or on rinse day? I do recommend it, yes. I always end it for my beard health, my body health, and my temperature. I hate the cold sweats after a shower, man. I absolutely hate those. So yeah, that is a good one as well. All right, and I use oil, but only stripping beard wash and pine tar soap from Lux once a week. Is that okay? Depends on your lifestyle, Kobe. If you don't get sweaty, if you don't get dirty, if you're working inside, you have air conditioning, it's probably okay. If not, I highly encourage you to wash more than that.
I think you should give it a shot of using something other than a stripping wash. You might be if you're only stripping. You might have a night and day difference in the feel in your beard. Yeah. I know how mine feels after even a day or two. I have to get it back after I do a stripping. I condition, but it's still just not as soft as it would because, like you said, the sodium's being stripped. Then, you're stripping it.
Which once a week is fine. That's totally fine. We're just talking about more than that. I could not imagine going 6 days without washing my beard. That actually gives me like a little bit of like nervous energy. So try to work more in, and a bar soap for stripping is fine as long as it is designed for a beard. So just keep that in mind as well. Have we covered this? His last question? Yes. So yes. Sarka. Okay. Yeah, we definitely beat that one to death. But a lot of you have really good points. A lot of good add-ons there as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what is going on with his beard. 1 week of good beard oil, some heated brush increase, and a slight transparency trim. He packed a lot into a short amount of words, which is awesome. Working on bringing the cheek line up a bit. Let's take a look at these improvements that he has made here so far. Awesome. This is 1 week, you guys.
Yeah, wow.
Let that sink in. Donnie, thank you for sending in, man. He has made these adjustments in 1 week.
Look at this. Let's look at this side profile, smaller picture. But what he's done is he was having a styling. He was putting kind of dense pressure, putting it a little hard, whatever his routine was, or just not picking out or bringing out the beard underneath. And look at the shape difference. Look at the structure of that profile.
Yeah.
Night and day. So nice job on that.
It's crazy, man. It's just more full. It looks healthier. And it's less transparent, and he's gonna bring up that cheek line naturally. This is what this show is all about. This much of a difference in 1 week. The dude already has style, right? He's got the haircut down. He's got the glasses. His skin looks great. Now the beard is just getting better and better and better. Man, Donnie, you absolutely crushed it. Thank you for trusting us with getting some advice. Thank you for using the advice, and especially thank you for demonstrating and showing us. So maybe it can show somebody else. Yeah,
The eyebrows.
for sure. The eyebrows do tell the entire story, and you do see the confidence that he knows. He's like, yeah, I look good.
Hey.
Yeah, I look good. All right, hang out. Hey, absolutely, Scott. Go enjoy them, man. Thank you for stopping in, hitting that thumbs up, and saying hello out there. Donnie absolutely killed it. I mean, just look at right here. Look at this line. Woo! When before it was just, yeah, I mean, it not bad, right? Not bad. No one's going to criticize that, but just here. Woo! And then the beard has that dent along right here. It's got more of a part in the middle. Nice, nice. Donnie, my next goal for you is to really work on getting this volume out right here. You'll trim along the bottom to bring the beard down as it grows in and let those sides grow out. Then you'll start to use that blowout method where you get that beard going out to the side. You start to get some of that like bearded Wolverine type girth on the beard.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, man. Donnie, crushed it, dude. Thank you for sending in. This is like a walking billboard for our show.
All right, this is Luke T. My beard is just a science project that I've been working on. Here is some background for you. Currently, I use butter every other night, wash every day, co-wash every 3 days. I take the Juggernaut almost every day. I have been experimenting with using balm before I use the hot comb and also the butter. The putty I usually use in my head hair. Once in a while, I want a more solid hold. I'll use putty on my beard. I generally use mustache wax just to keep the hair out of my mouth. I have also increased my water to 140 ounces a day. After doing all that, I still feel like my beard is brittle and kind of stringy. I know this is was an intense reply, but I had a lot of downtime at work tonight. My plan is to grow my beard as long as I can, to get my mustache to grow long enough that I can shape it around my beard all while keeping it out of my mouth. Any information would be helpful.
Okay. So Luke, thank you for sending in, man. I think I saw you in the chat there earlier. He's often super active here. Couple of things. One, his entry was much longer than this as far as the writing and the pictures, and we were able to go in and kind of shorten it, and I think get to really what the meat and potatoes are of what Lucas is looking for here. So here he is right here, man. Love this. Mayor, I want you to touch on this first one here. So he said, I've been experimenting with using the balm and also with the butter before the hot comb, aka heated brush. Initially, what would be your feedback for him there?
I don't love that. Your balm and your butter are both gonna have more wax than an oil. I only like to use an oil before I use a heat treatment. Just it conducts into the heat, kind of protects the heat. Other than that, you're frying wax, and you're gonna get mixed results at best, and sometimes and dirty up your brush as well.
Yeah, I highly recommend not using solid products before a heated brush. It's going to damage the tool. There's even heated brush companies that won't accept a return if you've used solid products, especially wax products. And it's just not quite as effective. You want to lock that styling in afterwards with those solid products, not beforehand. So that would be our first bit of advice before we even look at anything. Brian B's got to get out of here. Did I hear? All right, take care, Brian. I didn't see the message, but all right. Hey, take care, man. So that's the first bit of advice. Okay, now we're gonna get into all the things with the beard here in a bit. Super proud of you to increase your water intake. That's a lot. I'm probably around 140 to 160 now with the gym, so I'm right there with you, my man. So he says, I still feel like my beard is a little bit brittle, kind of stringy, and okay. So we got that one. Let's take a look. We'll give some advice here, and then we will keep this one moving. Luke, to begin with, man, you have such an amazing canvas here. You've got great density, great coverage, great texture. But I do want to say we have some things that I think will immediately and immensely help you out, especially with the styling of that beard. And we'll kind of get into a few things. So the first one is what he said here is that he uses mustache wax to keep the hair out of his mouth. Okay. So keeping it out of his mouth is definitely a concern of his, something that he wants to really work on. It's like, cool, I'm taking notes. Awesome, man. I love that. So first thing that I want to do, Luke, is I really want to address this mustache. Your beard styling is pretty dang on point, man. It looks really good. but I would love to see a massive improvement with the mustache. So we got a couple of options. If your main problem is your mustache is curling into your lips, curling into your mouth, you're eating it, we want to address a few things. First thing, I see how you're kind of getting it away from the face here. I want a twofold approach. Number one, I do want to trim the mustache. I think that this look and this style is taking away a look from the beard, especially, it's not easy to see. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. Do you see these mustache hairs flaring up over here? I can imagine. You ever get a mustache hair that like tickles your nose? Oh, the worst. So I can imagine you're going through that.
It's like the opposite of when it gets caught on pop tab.
Yes. So first thing, Luke, is I want you to take down the mustache with just do exactly what you're doing right now. I want you to do this right here. Hey, Devin, thank you, man. Is right here, and I want you to hit scissors and just kind of go along the shape of the mustache. Take all these guys off. You don't need those.
Yeah.
Your density's down here. Scissors right here, man. With this look, with this style, okay. Now that we have those, the next method, you said you have a hot comb, aka a heated brush. We just need to change the direction in which you are styling the mustache. So right now you're going up and away from your face, and it's kind of curling up towards like your sideburns or up towards your ears. We want to bring this going down this way. If Doug is still in here, I think he is. Doug, if you could pull my Lazy Walrus mustache video, I want you to watch my motions in that one very carefully, because you're going to be going away from your mouth, but then you're going to blend it into your beard. That's really important. It's like a follow through in sports. Get that heat going here and then go down into the beard. Not swooping away, but down into the beard, man. That's going to make an absolutely massive, massive difference here. Down into the beard. Thoughts, man?
Great. Interesting question. Interesting to be styling. I think you're on point with all of it.
Yeah, for sure. And Dan B says, need to clean up the backside under the ear. So this one I highly disagree with. So I think his looks really nice. And the reason why is he has this line that goes right here.
It's really a natural.
It's a natural line. If he were to draw like a hard line right here, it's not going to fit his style for one. And then for two, he's going to have to maintain that every single day. And I'm not a fan of having to maintain that every day. And here's his Lazy Walrus one right there. So thank you. So Dan, love that. I keep the opinions coming, guys. Keep the feedback coming. But this one, if you were to ask me, I would say no. Don't change that line. Grow it out, especially if you're growing longer. Especially. All right, here's Lucas. You want to read that?
How slow do I pull the comb through the hair? I always worried about burning the hair. That's a great point. The lower you set the temp, like I do like 320, 340. You know, the more you can play and hold that into space. But it does, it does
slow.
It does need a slow approach.
Go slow, Lucas, man. Your mustache is probably your most resilient hair. If you guys have not noticed it, the texture of your mustache is much different than the texture of your beard for most people. There are exceptions, of course. But for most people, it is different. 320 is what I recommend as well. And just like the mayor said in Drum Rocks, you can go with that. Go slow, man. Remember the equation, you guys. We haven't really been saying this one much lately, but it's worth it to hear, especially as we're entering new beard season. Heat plus tension equals direction. If you're going too fast, you're cutting out the tension part. So just heat alone is not going to give you what you want. Really slow it down. Go into the beard, right? Let me show you here. Right now, you are going like this and going up and away from your face. I want you going like this. Down into the beard, right? Bring it down like this is literally, you can see it on my mustache. This is what I do every single day. And my mustache is long, right? This is from the corner of my mouth here. My mustache is really long, and I trim it too.
Oh, wow.
But you don't see it because I blend it into my beard on purpose. I like that look. So just make sure you go through and yeah, man, mustache is like a Brillo pad. It's crazy. If you ever, I think I saw Garrett said he had a pop tab with lunch. That pain is real, man. When you pull out a mustache hair, when you feel that mustache hair and you like rolled in your fingers, you're like, dang, this thing is thicker than a Snicker, man. That is absolutely amazing. And somebody said, did he mention putting putty in his hair or in his beard? I believe, Jordan, he said that he put it in his hair. So let me see here. Where did we see putty? I'll use the okay. Whoa. Okay. Once in a while, if I want more hold, I'll use the putty. Okay, the putty that I usually use in my hair. Okay, yeah, great catch, Jordan. I missed that one. No, I don't know of any kind of beard putty. I don't know of any hair putty that I would put in a beard. Great catch. Do not do that.
I do mix. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever I would try something between beard and hair, it's always a beard product in my hair. I really never put a hair product in my beard.
Yep.
I've never done that.
Great observation. And yeah, cold shot at the end of your heat routine is going to really lock in your style. It's good for the hair as well. So yes, though I think that is going to be your biggest difference maker is that mustache. The beard styling, you're doing good, man. There's nothing that I would adjust. There's nothing I would worry about, especially if you're growing. Just let it grow, and we can keep updating you on this show as you're going along through. I think, or a whiskey shot. Yeah, I could. That could help me. Eric just pulls out a mustache hair if it bothers him too long. Not me. It's so painful to pull a mustache hair out. Yeah. It really is. Cold shot with the blow dryer. Exactly. That's always best method. Think of your beard hairs like glass, right? You have to get it to this glass transitional phase where it gets into this like malleable state where it can be altered and moved, and then you cool it and you lock it into that style. Once you get it wet again, you lost it all, but that's okay. It's just a daily kind of battle. So yep, I'm shooting as long as my wife will handle. All right, yep, cool. I think that's all we have here. As far as the ones, okay. My beard as long as it can go. Yeah, no trims right now other than that mustache.
And the brittle and stringy could easily be a byproduct of heating up that wax and those other products. You can still be fighting that.
Spot on. Hey, Rob Acker, thanks for stopping in, man. Spot on. I think that the putty, the balm and butter before heat, all of those could be giving you adverse reactions to what you actually want. So, awesome, man. That was a really fun entry, and I know when you trim those mustache hairs and you change that direction with the heated brush and you don't have balm or butter in beforehand, I bet that adds into that style as well. I think that's gonna make a really big difference. Luke, if you could, please mess around a few days. Don't do it after the first day. Give yourself a couple of days, and then from there, you should be able to send in an update. That would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I see your question there, Lucas. Let me go ahead and go here. So our first question is, how often should I strip?
Do a stripping watch.
Correct. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, hey, middle school teacher, so I want to make sure and clarify.
Lucas, I recommend once a week, especially it sounds like you're using wax on a regular basis. Definitely once a week, man. You can either pick a day or just when you feel like you need it, kind of throw that in there. But once a week, pretty good. If you live a lifestyle where you're not using wax, where you're not getting sweaty, you're not getting dirty, you can go once every other week. So, yep. All right, what's the difference between butter and leave-in conditioner? All right, this is going to be a real challenge for Doug. See if he can pull this one. This one's not as easy to find. I have a video that is literally, I'm holding up a leave-in conditioner and I'm holding up a beard butter, and I go through the differences between beard conditioner and beard butter. So, Doug, if you can look up like beard butter versus beard leave-in conditioner, I think that could help out. Kevin, a couple main differences. They both use the word conditioning. Different uses of conditioning, though. Beard butter is going to be more sealing and coating on the hairs. Leave-in conditioner is going to fully absorb. It's going to absorb quickly into the hairs. That's the main difference. If we want to really go farther than that, leave-in conditioner is a water-based product. A lot of it's going to evaporate into the air. A beard butter is a butter and oil-based product. And the main difference is the fatty acid profiles. What gives beard butter its body is usually 9 different fatty acids. And those are things that take an oil from being in like an oil-like state to a solid state. Think of coconut oil, right? Everybody can kind of picture what coconut oil looks like, right? It's like semi-solid, semi-viscous, and you can grab it, hold it with your hand. That's coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil is a very thin oil. What's the difference? They remove the long-chain fatty acids. And so that's the technical but also kind of hopefully understandable answer. There we go, Doug. Hey, Kevin, open that video, pause it on a new tab, and come back to it later. That will help out. All right, here you go, Mary, if you want to read that to start.
Brian says, I'm low on butter, but have a lot of oils. Wondering if there's any reason I can't replace the butter with oil for my nighttime routine. You know, Brian, you should be using oil in addition to butter regularly at your nighttime routine. Typically, we recommend morning and night for oil.
Yep.
And then butter would be a secondary, typically at night, before bed. I truly, I don't, as long as it's going to be about how softening, because the bigger your big beard you've got, I would worry that without the butter, you might lose some of the softening effect, but you could try.
Give it a shot, man. Some people prefer it that way. Give it a try. See how it works for you. I love beard butter. Beard butter is a game changer for my beard. If I don't use it, I notice more shedding. My beard doesn't feel as good in the morning. But it's not a need. It's not something that you have to have for a healthy beard. So give it a shot, man. Hey, Dan, I've used so many butters, always dry in the morning. What should I do? Please help. Your beard's going to be dry in the morning. You have not consumed water for 6 to 8 hours, however long you're sleeping. There's nobody in the world that wakes up with a moisturized beard. It just doesn't happen. What you need to do is either take a morning shower or get your beard wet in the sink. That's it, man. There's no way to wake up with a beard that's not going to be dry. Some of the best butters don't feel great in the morning until you rinse them out in the shower, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's what I came for. So yes. Here you go, man.
Hey, Steve, how many weeks has it been since you shaved your beard now? Also, have you trimmed since? Weeks in general, if it's 4 per month, it was the beginning of July, so July, August, September, that's 12 weeks. So we're looking at like roughly 14 weeks ago that I shaved. And I have trimmed fairly recently since, trying to get, as I work back to the shape. I haven't taken much off, but a little bit on the sides as I'm getting more towards my angular look that I like.
There you go. As you might know, I've lived bearded. It is it feels like a stripping. And guys, when it comes to liquid washes, there are different variables that can make something feel stripping, make something not feel stripping. One of the biggest ones is your water table. That literally can change the effect of the wash. So it can be different based on your location. That's why I think the only real stripping wash is from BABC. But Bearded Wolverine, it is generally on the daily side. Do I think it's the most gentle daily wash out there that gets the job done? No, but it is definitely more pH level of the more gentle side. And how can you tell the difference between a daily beard wash or stripping wash? Gino, there's really only 3 ways, and one of them is likely not obtainable for you. One way is its label. The second way is ask somebody like me. The third way is to read the pH level. They don't list the pH levels. You don't have to in the United States. You could ask the company. I don't know if all of them would provide it because they don't have to, but the pH level is going to tell you how stripping it is. It's literally science. So that's really the only way. I'm helping a company develop a beard wash right now. I tried it today for the first time, and I reached out and said, hey, what's the pH level? Because I think it's a little bit stripping. And they said, let me reach out. I was right. It is. So that's really what it comes down to. All right, here you go, man.
Tyler says, do you still find different methods during your heat routine? I've been using a mixture of heated brush and blow dryer for the last 3 months, and now I still find new ways to improve your style. Yeah, no, Tyler, I would completely agree. I use a mixture of both. I like the heated brush in certain areas for certain effects. I like to finish with my heated brush after I do the blow dryer, but I like to blow dry the underbeard especially because it gives me that volume, that support that I need to get the structure of my shorter style.
Yeah. With many, not many people still co-washing, will companies like Fable and Lux consider changing their name? I hope so. Yeah. I don't see any value in calling something a co-wash anymore. I don't blame them for it. That's how the market was back then, especially those companies that have been around for more than 4 years. But I hope so. I hope they would consider changing that. What's the best way to clean your stash from sticky foods without access to a shower sink?
I really don't know. I was thinking about this earlier. Without water, I don't know. Lick it.
I rinse it in the sink.
I would find a sink because anytime, like, they're so sensitive. We were talking about this earlier with the pop cans. You try to pull out like stickiness, you're gonna do some pain and some damage.
Yeah, a baby wipe. They do make like these beard wipes. I would never eat sticky food without access to a sink. Like, just to be real, Bearded Learner, like, straight up, if I knew I didn't have access to a sink, I literally would not eat something where I'd be in jeopardy.
You've all gotten that moment where you got, like, this thing right here, and you just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very conscious of my beard and my eating and stuff, so it just wouldn't happen for me. Is mango butter very dense? Yes. Maybe one of the most dense? Yes, it is. It's also very sticky. Yep. Great if you can get to work, but not my favorite oil, or not my favorite butter. Mike, the hog wash is daily. The beard wash is stripping. Here's Donnie, if you want from earlier.
All right, I'm late, but just watch my segment. Beard Octane LCW seems to be a good place to start. Glad to hear that it lasts with smart usage. Love the show and the advice. Thank you all.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming in.
Donnie.
Should you wash your beard in the morning after using a butter that contains wax? I recommend that strongly, yes. I plan my butter usage based on if I'm going to wash the next day. One of the benefits now of going to the gym is I wash pretty much every day, so I can wear whatever I want. But yes, absolutely. Here you go, Mayor.
How's the jerky from Beef Octane? Placed an order today. Hey, I think it's fantastic. I have some. I can't do the hot anymore, like the Reaper, some of those, but overall, excellent.
There you go. Just started growing my beard around 1.5 months ago. First time actually trying to grow it out since turning 21. Always started feeling kind of itchy towards the end of the day. So Colby, man, loaded question here. Number one, are you drinking enough water? Number two, are you using the right quality beard oil for you? Using quality beard oil is not enough. You got to find the one that's right for your hair, for your skin, and it may take really just figuring out what ingredients you like. It may take figuring out what viscosity you like. I'm gonna do a little poll in the chat for those that know out there. 2-part answer here, please. No companies named. Let me know, number one, what is your absolute go-to viscosity of oil? How thick do you like your oil if you could only have one? I'm a firm believer in a healthy rotation, but if you could only have one viscosity of oil, what would it be? And in the same answer, please, what are some ingredients that you like? What are some carrier oils that are huge for you, right? For me, if I could only have one for the rest of my life, it would be a medium oil. And I love many different ones, but I love metal foam seed oil. I love hemp seed oil, sweet almond oil. Barrage oil is becoming an obsession of mine. A bunch of them that I really enjoy is, and if I could only have one, it would be medium with some of those. What about you, man?
I don't know if I could pick Barrage out, but you said hemp seed. Would that be the same as like the CBD or like?
No.
Okay, because I love a nice softening CBD oil as a carrier and as part of it. I don't know if I would do it every day because it's so softening.
Yeah, and it's an active ingredient.
And I also love a part of the bird oils, the emu and the ostrich. Again, they're really nice, but they kind of have that same other side. But they're so like nice that there has to be a place like they just make my beard feel fantastic.
For sure. So, yeah, Colby, there's a lot to that. Make sure you are exfoliating too. Get a comb down into the skin and break up those dead skin cells. That's gonna be the main thing, I bet, is increasing your water and then finding the right oil for you. As a reviewer, I get kind of a double-edged sword. I get to try new companies all the time, but I have to try new companies all the time. I can't stick with my favorites on a regular basis. I go at least one day a week where I get to get freestyle and pick what I want. But when I do try companies, I will get a little itch at the end of the day on some of them. I get a bad itch on some of them. And it's because of like, oh yeah, that just doesn't quite fit for me, you know? That doesn't work for me at all. How do you know you've reached the limit of your beard length? I seem to have hit a plateau. So John, most people are not gonna reach a real, with a beard like yours in the picture there, you're likely not gonna hit your beard length. It just isn't gonna happen. Most people, it's 2 feet plus. A plateau is a perfect word for that. It usually has to do with things like your testosterone level, has to do with your hydration, has to do with your stress, has to do with your climate. There's a lot of other variables that are controlling that. If you can move those levers around, it's likely gonna jumpstart your growth again. So just something to consider there. You out of here, Ken. Take care, man. Awesome. And we'll hit on to the next one here in a second, guys. But law of proportionality, yep. And remember, you don't notice it as much as you grow your beard out. The gains are not much at all there. Not as much to notice. Been slacking on my water intake since I've been sick. Hey, I hear you, man. And I use Mr. Lux oil. Been looking for a beard comb brush. Have no one to ask beard questions around me. Colby, keep the questions coming, man. We're here for you. The good news is most companies have great brush and comb options. We, of course, highly recommend which comb?
As far as the heated brush,
Nope, just a comb.
Chicago comb.
Yep,
Like
Chicago
number
comb.
8, number 7 for the pick. You've got the 11. It's the new longer pick for the bigger beard guys.
Carbon fiber from Chicago combs are the best. A brush, you want to look for a boar's bristle brush. You said Lux, they offer all of those. Beard Octane offers all of those. Most Royal Beardsman offers all of those. So there's so much that you can get. That's the good news. There's a ton of good ones out there. I feel humbled by this field. I always look for the look the oil blend gives my beard. I go for unscented almost always. That's great, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Is Fable a high, medium, low? Fable is a medium thick viscosity. It's not the thickest, but it's not light. It is a medium thick. Is biotin a good tool for that? It can be, yep. If you're not taking biotin and you want to jumpstart your beard growth, that is definitely a good way to give it a little boost, you know? Bro, you can ask here all the time. Yeah, exactly, man. We literally are always here for you. Good combs are a game changer. Man, is that the truth? Like, I think people, oftentimes I'll hear stuff with like the Chicago combs and people will say the hype. It's not hype. It's just people sharing their experiences. Like, they are for real, man. Like, for real, for real. So, yeah, it's a game changer.
Brian says, I haven't been around here for a while. Ready to get my year started again. About a month and a half in. I missed you guys on Command's Corner.
Hey, Brian.
Welcome back.
Good to see you, man.
Love to see that.
Absolutely. A little blast from the past. Be careful with the biotin. True. Yeah. Should I wash my beard in the morning if I do butter at night or just rinse oil in the morning? Brayden, number one, depends on your routine. If you shower in the morning, I would wash in the morning. If not, it depends on the butter you used. If you use a butter with wax, I do recommend washing. If it's not and it's a light butter like Alley Cat, Weatherbeard, Copper John's, Beard Octane, you don't have to wash. You can just rinse it out. So a little bit depends on your situations. You shower at night. Then if it is a light butter, you can just rinse it. Yep, you don't have to wash. I've actually never washed my beard in the sink.
Okay.
Ever. I only do in the shower.
I can imagine it's,
mine's a whole deal.
All right, this is Garrett M. I thought I would give an update on my year journey. Currently sitting at about 3 months and a week or 13 weeks if I did my math correctly. The only thing I have trimmed up is the cheek line a little bit. Just the little wanders going up to my eyes. Definitely felt like my awkward phase was the whole 2 months and leading into my 3 months. It didn't want to style the way I wanted. It definitely was frustration, almost wanted to make me give up on it. With that being said, anyone going through this phase, there are where they are getting frustrated, just hold out. It gets better. Also, I'm not bald and bearded. I just love my hats.
That's awesome.
All right.
And so true, man. Garrett, thank you for saying that. Thank you for sending in because that awkward phase is so relatable. The mayor, you recently went through it. You got through that growing phase where you're like, imagine growing for the first time, like for real, and not knowing the unicorn on the other side. Right, you knew what was waiting for you.
And even the first time I had the encouragement and the voice and the reason to do it. But I couldn't wait to get back to it. But if you don't have that, you don't know what that destination looks like. That's the reason we lose so many guys along the way.
Absolutely. Evan's got to go take care of Evan. And Donnie, who we saw the update earlier, he says, hold out. Those words are so true. It really is, man. And what's waiting on the other side could be an absolutely amazing way to change. 4 months into my beard journey, I've learned a lot from the channel. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. Leo, I starred your question. We will get to that bad boy in just a bit here. Let's take a look at Garrett. Boom, baby. Garrett looking good, man. And he's like, yeah, hey, I do have head hair. The same thing for me. Like, I'll do a video where I don't wear a hat, and people are like, oh my gosh, you have great head hair. Don't wear hats anymore. I just love hats, man. I'm with Garrett. I just love hats. He does have a great haircut, too, there. Mm-hmm. Garrett, beard is looking beastly. Next time you send in for an update, I challenge you to smile. Let's see a smile over there. But man, the mustache is thick. It's in charge. It also helps that he has a beautiful, supportive wife at home who seems to be highly encouraging of his journey. Guys out there, girls out there, if you can get your spouse to support you on that, it just makes it so much easier. And that's a great beard. Finally tuned in. Great transition from the haircut into the beard. This is what we recommend right here, guys. Separate the hair from the beard, make it pop. Great line, great mustache, love the shape. This is like the Beard Octane logo right here.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I like it. Good
Garrett,
pick.
that's really cool, man. So awesome, dude. Thank you for sending in. We'll have to, we definitely got to meet up with Garrett sometime
Absolutely.
soon. He's not far from us. Yeah, great fade. Great fade out there. Awesome, dude.
Mike G. Mike says, I've had a short circle beard for about 9 months, and over the past 2, I've decided to grow a full beard. I've noticed some weak spots on my cheeks. Should I keep growing it? Is my neckline too high or low? My goal is to get to about 6 inches.
Okay. So you want to highlight those questions real quick?
Well, first of all, it always is interesting when you're going from like a goatee or a circle beard into a full beard. There's going to be a phase where you're waiting for the sides to kind of thicken and fill in. So that can always be a tough sell for guys to do that. As far as looking at weak spots on the cheeks, we can take a look at that. But I think again, you're going to notice those more because you're used to having the density of the circle beard. Could be. And then neckline, is it too high or low? We talk about neckline a lot on this show. We'll take a look at it. It is a big deal when you're going for a full beard.
For sure. Let's take a look. Boom, Mike. Thanks for sending it in, man.
Neckline looks great. Like I was wondering if it was gonna be touched. It looks like it's very natural. So that's perfect. And also, I don't see anything wrong. I know what you're circling on your cheek as far as thin, but it's just starting to come in, and a lot of times, yeah, maybe I do. I too on my cheek you wouldn't see it, but it's there. I have some thin spots, but the other hairs kind of grow longer and kind of help you out with that.
For sure. Yeah, man, looks good. You're young. Give it patience, man. Just let it grow. It's so early. Those spots are going to fill in. The other hairs are going to cover the beard as well. It's looking really, really nice. Should he keep growing it?
Sure.
Of course, dude. Yes, absolutely. And look at like True North and everybody in the chat. Keep growing, man. It's going to come in. Give it time. That beard's awesome. Cheeks almost always grow in less. That's very true, Mark. They really do. But it will fill in. Yep. Awesome, man. Look younger and try Accelerate. Yeah, Accelerator's an option too. If you want to speed things up a little bit, if you want to accelerate them, they can help out. And here he is coming in here. He said, thanks, brothers. You're absolutely welcome, man. Thank you for sending in.
Pleasure.
Thank you for trusting us here. All right. And we're going to end the show with questions, guys. So we will be rocking out as long as you guys have some good, relevant questions for us. Once it kind of like hits a plateau in the teaching world, we kind of call it the lull. You figure out that lull moment, then we'll probably end the show.
In the classroom, you get to those moments where you start to undo some of the big moments for the kids as they're making meaning and connecting, and have those. If you talk about too much, you can fade it a little bit. I don't know why I brought that up. Here we are.
Leo says, are there standards for or ways to judge beard oil density? I just saw Fable identified as medium thick, and thick. No, there definitely is not, Leo. There's no way to be able to measure it. I would say that experience is the ultimate teacher. Over the last 5 to 6 years, I have used 50, probably 200 to 300 different beard oil companies, right? Different beard oil blends in that time period. So I think my sample size is pretty robust. As far as somebody else, right? Let's say they've only used Beard Octane and then they use Fable. They're going to say, oh, Fable is thick, right? Well, then they use Ardius Man and they're like, oh, okay, Fable's not thick. It's definitely not that thick, right? If that's the only two that they've used, they may say Ardius is thick and then Fable is medium. Where like, okay, no, actually Defined is medium. Fable is thicker than Defined, but not quite Ardius. So then we have Ardius at thick, Fable at medium thick. But no, there's absolutely no way to measure it. There's no unit of measurement of viscosity when it comes to oils. It's just a subjective call. But again, I think that sample size and experience is a really big indicator where it's at. All right, and then a couple things here. And Curtis, I definitely want to make sure that I don't want to diminish this, but porosity of beard for me is one of the least valuable factors when it comes to having a beard. What does that mean? Essentially, it means how porous is your beard?
Absorbency kind of?
Correct, exactly. Like some beards that are very, very low porosity will float in water. You get a beard hair that floats because they don't absorb water. Well, that's not going to change a whole lot. What's more important? Do you have dry skin or oily skin? What's more important, what is the structure of your beard hair like? Are you a gray beardsman that has a different structure than a black beardsman as far as the hairs? Don't worry too much about that, if I can stress that enough for you. Yep, don't worry about that one.
At how long of a beard does gravity have more of an effect? I use heat and go straight down, but a couple hours later, the sides have curled back up. Ryan, the longer, the more effect gravity has. And gravity's pulling on the mass of the hair itself, not so much just how long it is, but how much it weighs. Longer you go, the more you're going to see that ability to have it stay down.
Yeah, and it's, man, it's another thing where it's absolutely minuscule. Like the weight, no pun intended, of gravity that has on your beard does not do much. The only time where it really plays a factor is when the mayor would be transitioning from like his beard wrapping to his face, then going straight down. If my beard is half this length, gravity has no difference on it than when it's this length. If I were to grow another foot, it has no difference on it. We talked about it last week with Brian Carter. Brian Carter's got some wild natural waves and curls in his beard, and people would say, oh man, the longer you grow it, they're gonna straighten out. No, they're not. They're just not. It doesn't happen that way. So, and what you talked about is the mass of the beard is what it's pulling on. Our beards aren't very heavy. The heavier your beard would be, the more effect that gravity would have on it. And so it's just one of those things that doesn't do a whole lot. Love this question, Donnie. He says, myth or fact, do hats contribute to hair loss? Here's one thing about me that Sam said today. I've said it before, but Sam rarely gives me a compliment. And she gave me one today that was really, really kind. We were talking about somebody, and it was somebody that was much, much, much older than me. And they had said that they thought it was weird that they were always taking advice from me and that it was always on point. And she said, one thing that a lot of people don't know about you is you don't talk about things unless you know what you're talking about. And I'm not perfect. I mess up. But I generally stay out of things that I don't know. A lot of people BS. They start mumbling and start talking about things they don't understand. And I heard this, I heard that. I don't like to play that game. This one, I have no idea. I have no clue if hats contribute to hair loss or not.
I could see it going either way on a guess.
Same.
Right?
If my gut was telling me, I would say no. But I don't know. I have no absolute idea. Brian's always watching. I don't know if a Google search would be good enough on that one. I bet you there's some peer-reviewed studies out there, just because there's probably some money in that concept. So very, very interesting question. But again, I don't know the answer to that one. If anybody else knows for sure on that one, only if it's too tight. Okay.
Eric says that's why he's bald.
Yeah. Eric has some good anecdotal evidence.
He
for
does.
us.
Like he's like the one-liner. That, you know, kind of the dad joke kind of guy.
Do you guys recommend beard balm? If you're looking for styling or control of your beard, absolutely. There's tons and tons of companies out there. I will say October 28th. We're talking a week and a half. My top beard products of 2022 come out, and I do recommend 2 beard balms in that video, even though I don't like to wear beard balm. So, Mr. Skyo, stay tuned for that video, and I think it will help out. Dan, could you make a carrier oil thickness scale? Yeah, Ken, I've thought about it. The challenge is we have like a core amount of carriers, and I could do that. But then you get Alley Cat. And you get Johnny Ray's, and you get literally 10 new carriers added, it would be really difficult to keep up with.
And, you know, for basic purposes, light, medium, thick is pretty descriptive. When we just say it's a light oil, it's a medium oil, it's a, you know, the blend.
For sure.
But he's talking about the individual pieces to a blend, more so than the overall oil itself, or I don't know.
For sure. Jason, I remember you meant, you just sent in. We took a look at your beard. You don't remember me?
No, I said something. Yeah, I do remember what I'm talking about. It was my bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just covered you. And one of the reasons I remember you is you look like a British YouTuber that does beard content. Oh. So that's why you really, really stood out to me as it goes through. Been growing for 4 months and have been dermarolin and minoxidil for a year. Any advice? Hardly anything is happening. Look up after the stream, look up Dancy Bearded Accelerator and see if the studies resonate with you. It might give you a better shot than minoxidil. And I have a feeling, this is just using context clues, that you're really young. Mm-hmm. And that could be a big, big factor. Again, I'm just using context clues, your avatar picture, but I have a feeling that you're really young. So that's going to be
all
something.
that is good news. It's just going to be, well, good news in a way. Like you're just getting started.
Yeah. Charlie, I have tested the Revlon Volumizer. I actually have a video on it. There are people that like it, and I do not. The thing's massive. It's huge. It's this big old device. So if you want to look that up, I don't know if Doug will be able to link that one, but I can send you a link if you ever message me. I am not a fan of it, but some people do make it work. Mayor, I think it's a question.
Only a weekend to grow my beard. I'm using octane oil because of what I understood watching the Mayor's grow back videos. That is still good to use oil to help with itch. Yep, absolutely. Even before, okay, I was getting some itch towards the end of the day. Worse while I was growing versus when it was longer. Should I try different beard oil? Worse when it's growing. Yeah, no, absolutely. Maybe a little more beard oil. What you're doing when you're putting oil on in those early days is your hair is getting thicker as it grows out and it's expanding and stretching out those pores. Irritation, the oil it's a literal lubricant to make that process better. So make sure you're applying it to the skin and in those itchy areas. If you're not getting that relief, you could always mess around with trying different oils to see if it helps.
I would highly encourage trying different oils, just because of the fact if I use one oil for weeks and weeks, my beard's gonna get itchy too, no matter if it's the best oil in the world. I do believe that you need a healthy rotation, even if it's just 3 different oils. I think that's more than enough for most people. Some people can use one and be fine, but for most people, switching it up helps. LCW lather conditioning wash. Yep.
Lather conditioning wash.
So the conditioning there is like the conditioning property of an oil, not a conditioner. LCW is a straight up beard wash. It is not a conditioner. It is not a co-wash in any single way. What a great informative show. Thank you. Thank you, True North. Appreciate that. All right, and if you guys have questions, keep them coming. We're just working our way down the list as it goes through. Are beard products effective on eyebrows? Depends on the products. The accelerator absolutely is. Part of the reason why I came up with that is because my wife, on a concoction that we made, grew her eyebrows out in places that she did not before. Dan, you're right. They have no scientific facts. Okay, that's what I figured, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. That makes sense. I believe that. All right. When using a hair dryer, it has ionized settings. Is that something that makes a difference? So I've had surface level explanations of what ionizing or using the different ions do. The AberLight Pro actually has it. I don't know.
Something about polarity,
yeah,
and how it lays. It's minuscule. I've never really noticed impact.
If we put 3 hair dryers out and one of them had ionized, I doubt I would know a difference. But hey, man, maybe it's a topic for me to look into, but that's another one where I don't know the most information about it. Just one of those, it seems like it's one of those like buzzwords that's thrown out there. It's kind of like having like conditioner and saying it has biotin in it. We don't know if topical biotin does anything, but putting it on a label might grab some people's attention. It probably isn't gonna hurt. I think that's kind of like the ion thing. Does it help? I don't know. I mean, it's probably not gonna hurt.
True. As I grow my beard, I see the left side of my beard is wavy and the right side is perfect. When I look in the mirror, both sides look very different. What can I do to even on both sides? Typically when we see an inability to have the same effect on one side or the other, it has to do with your dominant hand and how you're approaching and the directions you're brushing the hair. So I would be real conscious with that. Maybe try switching hands. Start with that. And then if that's not working, come back and we can try something else.
Absolutely. Michael, no plans for any, at least right now, for anything Commands Corner related. I will be getting back, hopefully, from my teacher cruise that day. And then I'm going to be going trick-or-treating with my kids. And then I'll be hopping on the stream. It is a Fable stream. So maybe we have some fun with Halloween there. But nothing that I like super plan on. Yep, Ghoul Ren, absolutely, man. 25 is super young. I've said it many times, but it's true. Most men will peak and have their best beard potential at age 42, and that's with all things being healthy, all things being great. A lot of guys hit their peak later because they get healthier as they get older, whether it's retirement, they have less stress, they can work out, they play pickleball, whatever it may be.
My 5-year-old daughter wants me to braid my beard for Halloween. Pirate costume. Is this a bad idea? In general, no, but just be mindful of like you're not putting hairspray in and doing some extra things that are gonna dry it out or damage it long term.
For sure. I'm a giant fan of Beard Max Platinum. That was their like bird oil line. It's discontinued. I would say check out Alley Cat CBD. They have ostrich oil and CBD. If you like the effects of that platinum line, you'll really like that line as well. I think that would be a really, really good one. Dan, would you say the Babyliss trimmer is the best out there for beards? Yes, by a long shot, but you pay for it by a long shot. The Brio is really good. I've never had any issues. And you cut through, you're like, okay, this works. And then you use the Babyliss. It's wild, but it's much more expensive. Absolutely much more expensive, but it is better. It's straight up better. The second you hold it, you can tell it's better, right? Have you ever held like something and you're like,
Just the mat. Well,
Yeah.
it's like when you drive a really nice car.
right.
It just
You know it.
solid.
Yeah, you know it. I usually use thinner oils in the morning, thicker oils at night. Hey, man, that's beautiful. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Change your lifestyle, change your beard. Ooh,
True.
that's a good.
True.
I'm gonna take a picture of that, Ken. That's a good little tagline. I'll give you a shout out when I use that. Is there a hairspray on the market that smells manly and has light hold? Hopefully, Chris, you're not talking about your beard. But if you're talking about your head hair, I don't know.
They do offer unscented. You have to look for them a little bit, but there are unscented hairsprays.
There you go. Just don't use it on your beard. Almost all hairsprays are alcohol-based. That's going to be terrible for your beard. If it's not alcohol-based, it's likely an aerosol. That's terrible for your beard. If it's not aerosol, it's not alcohol. There's something else in there that should not be on your beard. So yes. Yep, Russ, exactly, man. Would beard oil make you get ingrown hairs? No. It is absolutely the opposite. It would be one way to help prevent it. It's not going to be 100% of the time. But essentially what an ingrown hair is, shaving is what causes ingrown hairs. So you got to stop shaving. So essentially what an ingrown hair is, you get a hair, you have cut that hair with your razor and it changes the angle of the hair. And as it's growing out, especially if you have curly, wavy, kind of pigtail hair, it's going to grow out and then it's going to come back in towards itself. What beard oil will do is give it a lubrication so it's not going back in. It's going to keep it away. So no, beard oil helps it not cause ingrown hairs. Yep, exactly.
Good explanation from Gary. Basically, to summarize what he's saying is that an ionizing hairdryer is going to work a little faster. It's going to dry faster. That's because of the polarity versus what you're putting out with the ions, versus how water is charged. So basically, it's a speed thing, which I don't know.
Sounds good on paper. Yeah, sounds good on
I don't
paper.
know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never noticed a thing.
Yeah, me either.
Mine does have it, so I don't.
Yeah, I've had them with it. I've had heated brushes with it, without it, and that's like super direct heat. I'm sure that the explanation. I'm 100% sure that's what it does, but is it an actual factor in helping with your hair?
It's not a reason I would buy it. Or
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, yes, Greg, you made it, just barely.
Barely.
Just barely. But you did meet it, just barely. Daniel says, when applying butter, should one comb through the hair after? Yeah, absolutely.
Evenly spread it.
Yep, you just don't want to. You don't want to make sure you're getting it to the skin. Keep it just with the hair. So don't push the teeth into the skin like you do with beard oil. All right, hey guys, that was amazing. I think we're gonna wrap this up with about perfect timing here. But hey, next week, we need you guys. Send in, give us updates, give us questions, let us help you. And remember, if you need help, I promise you, there's somebody else out there, likely many people, that are wondering the same thing or didn't even know they needed that help. And your submission's gonna help them now and into the future. So please, guys, send in beardadvicelive@gmail.com.
Join us on Facebook in Command's Corner. It's a group, almost 7,000 guys hanging out. We have sponsors, we have deals, we just talk, we have, camaraderie, brotherhood of the beards. Sunday, I do a show here on this channel called Beyond Bearded. This Sunday, we're gonna be talking about gifts for beard guys. So send a loved one that way. Check it out yourself. Maybe you'll learn about something else. Maybe you'll remember something or think of something or learn something from my routine that you can get for yours.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate all of you. Reach out anytime you need something. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Later, guys.